I am Oliver. I attend Roaring Fork High School now, and I attended Ross from 6th to 8th grade, and I'm currently in 9th grade.
Awesome. Tell us about any extracurriculars you're participating in as a freshman.
I am on the Roaring Fork mountain bike team, and I'm also part of the ski team.
Great. How are you doing grade-wise?
I am all A's. I have a 4.1 GPA.
Wonderful. Congrats. Tell us 3 things you learned about yourself at Ross Montessori.
I learned that it's better to work independently. You don't always have to be told what to do by like a teacher or something.
At high school, do you find yourself having to do a lot of individual assignments, or are you in group projects?
It's a mix, but normally it's individual projects.
Okay.
So unlike Ross, it is mainly just individual.
Okay. Have you found yourself in any team activities like sports or student council, anything like that, where you're in a group of people and they're looking for a leader? What role do you play in that? Like, do you just say, hey, I'm going to take over, here's what we're going to do, or do you participate?
I participate, and sometimes I step up into a leadership role, but I also try to let others lead.
Awesome. When you've had a challenge at school this year, academic, social, with a teacher, how have you solved that problem? What do you rely on?
I rely on asking for help, which is a skill that I learned at Ross Montessori School. I learned that if you just kind of don't ask for help, then you will fall behind and it'll become a bigger problem.
Awesome. And when you have your own child, if you choose to have a child, would you use Montessori for that way that you will want them educated?
Definitely. I think it establishes a really good foundation in academic skills. Although it is different from traditional schooling, it offers a really good some extra skills that some kids that attend normal schools don't.
Awesome. And any funny memories? Anything that makes you laugh still about Ross?
I think the camping trip. Yeah.
Camping trips are always good.
Yeah. How we kind of just had fun there, and there wasn't really any sort of structure.
Awesome. And I heard that you wanted to come back and visit just because you have the time, and I want you to keep doing that. Just come back as much as you want, especially when you are out of high school, out of college, grown up. Just keep coming back to visit.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Magnus. I went to Ross from K through 8, so 9-10 years.
Yep.
But now I go to Roaring Fork High School, so
Okay.
as a freshman. So that's pretty fun. What's the first question?
Tell us about your best experience at Ross.
I think one of the best experiences I had at Ross was kind of getting to work with people outside of just like if I was in 3rd grade and just working with 3rd graders. I got to work with like 1st and 2nd graders.
Yep.
And the same thing when I was in 1st grade, which is kind of fun because they, you get to talk to people before than you and meet like new people. But they also
Yep.
teach you a lot.
Are you finding that? Are you in Math 1 or Math 2?
I'm in Math 2 with sophomores. So
Okay.
this is like Ross, where you have like people with a younger age and the people with an older age.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I think I want to be a computer scientist or something along that line.
Okay,
I
all
think that
math.
would be pretty fun. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one more question. When you have a challenge outside of school or at school, social, academic, if you have a concern with the teacher, you don't understand something, how have you solved that problem?
I think I kind of work through it. I don't know. I like to put a lot of work into what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say I've got like a big homework assignment or like an essay due. I just kind of sit down, I do it. Ross taught me how to like work at something for a long time.
Okay.
Be focused. So I think that's something that I do. And like if it's social, then I just talk to the person more and get to know them better.
Awesome.
So kind of just persevering at your things.
Do you think that if you ever have your own children, you would choose a Montessori school?
Yeah, definitely. I think in a Montessori school, especially, you're gonna learn like more basic skills, and you're gonna understand more about the world than you are if you go to like a normal school. So
Awesome.
I think that's something that's really valuable.
Thank you. And do you still see a lot of Ross Montessori students over at Roaring Fork High School? Are you in classes with them?
Yeah, I'm in classes with most of the kids that went to Ross actually, so that's good. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any difficulty moving from here to high school?
No, I think this whole school prepared me for like that, and I think it kind of reflects on my grades and everything.
Oh yeah, what are your grades?
I've got a 4.14, I think so.
Nice.
So, and yeah, I think Ross is really what taught me to like work at my work, but also it got me like the skills I need so I can do like math without it being like super, I don't know what I'm doing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by. All right. Welcome back to Ross. Tell us who you are.
My name is Weston Sherman. I've been at Ross I went to Ross from 3rd grade to 8th grade, so like 5 years.
Okay.
And
Where do you go to school now?
I go to Roaring Fork High School.
Okay, and you're in 9th grade?
Yes.
Okay. You were just talking about a class that you're in that has to do with math and science and construction. What is that class called?
Housing and construction.
Tell us about it.
It's kind of just, it's just like learning how to use like tools and things like that, and learn how to build structurally sound things.
Did you ever build any scale models in middle school?
All the time. I don't know if they were as high quality as I wanted them to be. I definitely do basic things that I use.
They were many. Tell us something that you learned about yourself at Ross that was different from before you came here.
I learned I had really good handwriting.
Okay.
And I still have that now.
I remember telling you you're a tone setter and you have leadership skills. Do you remember that talk?
Yes.
Okay. Do you collaborate or have classes with anybody at the high school that's different age, different background than you?
I have a couple classes with like sophomores and juniors.
Okay, so you don't just stick with 9th graders because you're a 9th grader?
Yeah, not constantly, but I definitely have 9th grade classes.
Okay. Tell us about anything extracurricular you're doing these days at high school.
I am in like a band thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really school assigned, but it's like,
sure. Nice. And tell us about something that you learned once you got to high school. Like, did Ross prepare you? Tell us about that transition.
It prepared me math-wise.
Okay.
The curriculum we used, it just taught me like stuff way ahead of my class, and it was really easy for me to do math my first semester.
Great.
One thing I learned while at Ross was that you need to start strong and then continue that and stay strong throughout your given amount of time.
Awesome.
One thing that it kind of reminded me, because my first semester I started really well and then fell behind eventually.
Mm-hmm. And how's it going now?
It's doing a lot better.
Hi everyone, my name is Molly Hemmen. I have a screen here kind of prepared with some of my answers. If I keep looking that way, that is why. But I came to Ross Montessori as a 5th grader and attended through 8th grade. I came from a more traditional public school setting. I'm currently a junior nursing student at Colorado Mesa University, getting my bachelor's of science. My creativity and individuality was really highlighted at Ross Montessori, especially since being online for so many of my classes right now. I've noticed some of the things that I picked up as a Montessorian. I've reflected upon my formative education at Ross Montessori, and I'm able to acknowledge in all degrees that initiative that I really learned at Montessori school and I've carried forward, and it can absolutely be credited towards my Montessori education. I really struggled with math and science when I moved from my public school to Montessori. I would always get really frustrated, and then being able to have the hands-on learning of works, I was really able to participate more in math and science. So much so, I am now getting my bachelor's of science after formerly believing I would always hate math and science. So if that's a little motivation for you. One thing that is largely emphasized in a Montessori education is collaboration, and I've definitely carried that into my life now. I collaborate all the time with others outside of my age group. That's a huge thing. As you know, the different classes of Montessori, you will be with other age groups, and I love that. I really enjoyed that aspect because that's real life. In my current life right now, I collaborate all the time with others, whether that's physicians who are 20, 30 years older than me, nurses, techs, my instructors, other students. There's a ton of different people in real life who are not going to be the same grade or same age as you, and Montessori really prepared me for that, and I love it. Ross Montessori allowed me the room to grow and address any concerns I ever had with my teachers, peers, anything like that, and I've absolutely carried that into my life now. I think it's best to address things and get to the root of the problem, because no one will be successful if one person is held back. And my favorite memory was graduating and hearing Miss Sonia, she is my mom, her speech. She really cares about Ross Montessori. I cannot see anyone else more fit for the job. She really puts her whole everything into Ross Montessori. I kind of consider it a sibling because I know it's her second baby. And so definitely my favorite memory would be graduating and hearing her speech. She absolutely loves Montessori education, and I would recommend it as well for everyone. I think everyone should try it. So thank you.